I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey folks, this is Matt once again. And I know it seems strange that I'm reviewing this film again, but this is the second time seen this movie. And I wanted to do another review because I felt the first time I reviewed this wasn't the best review I could have done for it. Because it was one of those reviews that I liked the film, but even after that review, I kept thinking about this movie and kept thinking about this movie. Because even in that review, I said, well, I'm not sure if I'll buy it. Weirdly enough, someone was like, I'm going to unsubscribe to you because you're not going to buy Drive. And I'm like, gee, then what's this? Because it's one of those movies I even said in the video, well, I'm not sure I'll buy it, but I kept thinking about this movie. I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking about it. It didn't leave me, and it was in a good way. And it, it was like, I kept thinking about it. And little things that, yeah, there's that, and there's this, and they did that. You know, This is just a really, really, really good film, Drive, with Ryan Gosling. One of the most unexpected and exciting film experiences of this or any other year. It's definitely a wonderful movie. And yeah, it's a film that I saw and I just couldn't stop thinking about. So I wanted to give another review, maybe a more worthy review, probably a more simpler review, shorter review. It's directed by this guy, Nicolas Winding Refn. He's directed some films I've heard of but haven't seen, like Bronson, Valhalla Rising, but I guess this series of films called Pusher. But what I like about this film, it stars Ryan Gosling, who he's a stuntman, more like a stunt driver. He also works as a getaway driver. And I don't know why, for a second it made me think of that video game Driver. I don't know why. But he meets this woman and her kid. He sort of forms a bond with them, a friendship. And like her hubby gets out of jail, and the hubby doesn't want to do this job but has to. He's sort of forced to because he paid money when he was in jail for protection. They raised the money, so he has to rob this place. He doesn't want to though, but he says if they do, they'll hurt the wife and kid. And in fact, there's a time where Ryan Gosling walks up and the kid is holding a bullet. So one of the bad guys actually gave the kid a bullet. He's like, can I see that? Did they give you one of these? Uh, so he decides to help the hubby. He'll be the getaway driver while the hubby robs this like pawn shop with this other girl. And then once it's done, then, he says, leave the woman and kid alone because he cares about them. One thing leads to another. The hubby gets killed. You have the scene where you find out the woman uh, sort of turncoated on them. It's really like hard-hitting scene where you see like she's in the bathroom. You see like a guy with a shotgun like blow her head off. Just really like nasty. Oh shit! Like an oh shit moment. And they're trying to shoot at him, and he fucks them up. Stabs one guy in the chest. Kills a guy with a shotgun. And finds out that the money that was stolen It's led to Ron Perlman and Albert Brooks, who are sort of these crime boss type of guys, and like Ron Perlman, he was behind all this to get the money, and the money is actually dealing with a crime family somewhere else. So basically they have to get rid of the witnesses, including you have Bryan Cranston, who kind of a friend of Ryan Gosling. They said they don't go after the wife and kid. And Ryan Gosling is like, I'll give you the money. I don't need the money. And unfortunately, he has to take care of business. And it's not an action film at all. It's not an action film at all. It's a drama, crime drama, if you want to call it. But this is like one of those films, like, there are crime dramas I like. There's Brick, which is a film I want to review sometime. Um, and there's this film. When you see a director he seemed like he knew what he was doing. I know one of the things he says, he was influenced by films of the 80s. You can really tell. I mean, one of the things I really love about this movie is the look of the film. You have like neon type lighting, and the way the film's lit is extremely well done. The way it's directed, like, it goes to show you that I'm not always a guy that just like bang bang action, which I love that stuff. But if you don't do it subtle, you gotta do it right. And I think they did it right. Like the opening when you see this getaway, for the most part, from inside his car. He's a getaway driver, and shows like how he uses the radio and how he does a smart thing. And it ends with him, like, how he gets out. He's like, oh, that's actually pretty ingenious. And it's a subtle film in a good way. There's a lot of moments where there's no music. It's just the quiet. And it really says a lot more than dialogue would. Instead of just some flimsy, shitty dialogue, like, they realize that silence sometimes is your best bet. And Ryan Gosling, I was really impressed with this guy. Uh, I know I really liked him in a film called Fracture. He did a really good job in this film. He played a badass. I know my friend Aaron actually has the jacket that he wears in this film. Uh, just really cool character, simple character, man of few words, has a presence to him. Doesn't have to talk like Christian Bale. He doesn't. He doesn't have to. This guy, this character, he's only known as Driver. They, how to do this the wrong way? Look at Faster with The Rock. Dwayne Johnson's film, the Rock's film, Faster, which I'm not a fan of. That's how you do this the wrong way. Like, Faster wanted to be this film. That film, like, tried to have his cake and eat it too, and it sucked in both instances. Just has a hitman that does it for $1 or what the fuck. No. Faster was a missed opportunity for The Rock, in my opinion. Even though it's got a lot of good reviews on IMDb, and that's fine. For me, I'm not a fan of Faster. I think I did a review on that. It's on the channel. I felt it was slow. I felt it was boring. It was preachy at times. The action didn't do well. The hitman was annoying. Just a lot of stuff. This does the plot right. It's not the exact same plot. I'm just saying that similar type where it was trying to be a throwback. This does it much better. The directing is much better. Ryan Gosling doesn't have to say a lot of words, but he's a badass. Like this hammer, you ever seen where he takes that bullet that they gave to the kid and makes a guy swallow it? He stomps the shit out of a guy in the elevator. I don't think there's any CGI in this film. If there is, it's very well done. But, the car chase, it's not again, this is not an action film at all. At all. But the little car sequences are well done. The soundtrack is pure 80s. And when I mean pure 80s, I mean these are songs I believe made specifically for the movie. Well, I'm not sure if that's the case, but I definitely had never heard of these songs before. So either they made these songs specifically for the movie, or they found some gems that I've never heard of from the 80s. Because if they might have made them for the movie, and that's the case, I wish they would do this for more movies that are supposed to be throwbacks. Because this one did it right. There's a song, Convinced, called Night Call. They're talking about you. You're not the same. Talking about you, boy. I'm doing a shitty job of it. There's also one by College and Electric Youth. Real human beings, be a real hero. And human beings. I'm doing a shitty job, but it's called A Real Hero. Just check out those songs on YouTube. It's just really well done soundtrack, wonderful look to the film. Uh, Ron Perlman, especially Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks really impressed me as a bad guy. He really impressed me. I think it's one of those things that when you go in, when I know that what kind of film it is, I know I'm not going into this to see an action-filled blockbuster. It's a film that you have a hero that's a man of few words. He's a badass, but he's subtle about it. He doesn't need Christian Bale's voice or Adrian Brody's voice. He just does the job. It's just very well directed. It shows that you can tell a lot with visuals without tons and tons of dialogue, and it really tells everything. There's a lot of moments where it's just quiet. Like, spoiler alert for folks out there, spoiler alert. The scene at the end where Albert Brooks and him have their final showdown. And I know the director did this on purpose. He had a shot with Ryan Gosling not moving. I'm guessing we're supposed to assume that he's dead. And then you think, okay, it's going to fade to black, it's going to fade to black, and then it doesn't. And he wakes up, and the music picks up, that song, Real Hero. And he drives off into the night. I thought, oh, okay, that's cool, that's awesome. I know there was talk one time of a sequel, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. But it didn't do well. I know it wasn't playing around in theaters where I was. I know that, but I know it got a lot of good critical notices, but I don't think it got anything Oscar-wise, Academy Award-wise, which is horseshit. I don't think so. I don't think it won any Oscars. It should have. This is a really well done, well directed, well acted movie. Everybody in the cast, Ryan Gosling, Carey Mulligan, Bryan Cranston, Ron Perlman, Albert Brooks, the songs that they used or had for the film, it's definitely R-rated. It's not just CGI'd in and shit. It is. You have creepy moments like, he goes after Ron Perlman and he has the mask that they put on the stuntmen or stunt drivers when they're driving a car. He has that mask on. And I'm sure there's different meanings you can put into it, but it's a meticulous, slow pace, but in a good way, methodical type of flick. And I thought, it's really well done movie. Again, I don't want to go too long in review because I think you guys should check it out. But I just wanted to really give another, sort of my second shot at watching this, and I'm proud to own this. This DVD does have features, has 4 featurettes. I Drive, The Driver, Driver and Irene, a relationship, Under the Hood, the story, Cut to the Chase, the stunts, and Drive Without a Driver, Interview with Nicolas Winding Refn documentary. So, if you get the DVD, I should get some features. But either way, it's a wonderfully lit, shot film. Low-key, but in the right way. And I think that's hard to do. Doesn't feel like it goes on too long. If I thought that the first time, it was definitely easier the second time. It's a film that has rewatchability. You'll catch little things. But on the other end of the spectrum, it's still a straightforward story. Not complicated. Doesn't need to be complicated and have all sorts of twists and turns. Just tells the story very well. So that's Drive with Ryan Gosling. I know this guy. I think he's directing another film with Ryan Gosling. So maybe that'll be interesting. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later.